Hello everyone and thank you for watching Edupedia World Videos. In this lecture, we will talk about price determination. One of the most critical areas in sales and distribution is pricing. In other words, determining of the price at which the sales transaction takes place. In order to arrive at the final price, there can be several elements such as base price, discount, taxes. All of them must be linked together in a pricing schema. In this lecture, we will study how to set up a pricing procedure. In addition, most sales are subjected to tax as per the law of the land. The tax structure varies from region to region. Setting up and calculating tax is very important from both a legal and a sales perspective. A pricing procedure is a schema to arrive at the final price of a product or a service. For example, if a price of a product is determined as base price minus discounts plus freight and plus tax, you would arrange these conditions in a sequence and specify the rules for arriving at a total. Each of these pricing elements in a pricing procedure is called a condition type. The conditions can be at header level, applicable to the entire document, or at item level. You can enter the values for each condition type manually or determine them automatically using a condition technique. Following the sequence, the system looks at pricing records maintained in condition tables in a specific order. The condition record is then picked up from the tables and used in the pricing schema. To configure pricing, follow these major steps. First step, define the condition tables. First, you define the condition tables with combinations of key fields. You then set up the pricing condition records for those key combinations. Second step, define the access sequences. SAP uses access sequences as the search criteria to find the valid condition record during the pricing determination run. In this step, you define this access sequence and arrange the condition tables defined in step 1 in the sequence, in which you want SAP to access the condition records. As in many condition techniques, the rule of thumb is to arrange the tables in order from most specific to most generic. Step 3. Set up the condition types. Here you set up condition types and assign the access sequence created in step 2 to them. Each condition type represents an element in the schema. You set up prices, discounts, freight conditions, tax, and costs as individual condition types. Step 4. Define the pricing procedure. The pricing procedure is a schema to arrive at the final price. You link together the individual condition types defined in step 3 and maintain the relation between them. You can also attach complex formula that may be required to compute any value. Step 5. Assign the pricing procedure. You then determine the pricing procedure for each sales transaction. You can control which procedure is to be used for a specific customer and sales document type. In this step, you specify these rules for determining the pricing procedure. As with any major customization activity, you should identify the scope of the customization based on your business blueprint. The following questions will help you understand the scope of work. How does your pricing schema look? It is often very useful to write down the complete schema in a spreadsheet. This gives you a picture of the various pricing elements in the formula needed to arrive at a final price. Does the pricing schema vary by sales area? Do you have different document types that require a separate pricing schema? What are the pricing elements you require? Can you group them together under prices, discounts, freight, tax, and so on? What is the key to determine the value for each condition? Is the price of the material customer specific, or is it constant for all the customers in your sales area? Do you require multiple accesses to get the appropriate price? In other words, list all criteria for the price determination. What are the financial accounts to be updated? Are there any reporting requirements that you need to capture price and subtotals as you go along computing the final price? You can capture gross price, net price, total discount, and so on as intermediate subtotals and use the value in reports or in documents for customers. Based on this list of answers, you should check the SAP standard pricing procedures in the system. Check whether these procedures meet your requirements or whether any customization is required. We will follow step-by-step procedure discussed earlier to build a pricing procedure. So, first step is define the condition tables. To set up a condition table, you need to refer to a field catalog. From this list, you can pick up the list that you can require in your condition table. Now go to SPRO transaction, click on SAP reference IMG, go to sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing, pricing control, and click on define condition tables. Click on conditions, allowed fields. Using this transaction, you can check the fields available in the standard field catalog. If this list does not meet your requirements, you can access a larger list of fields in the catalog by using a drop-down list. We need a table for a combination of sales organization and customer group. We first check in the field catalog and verify that these fields are available. So click on position, and field fork is for sales organization. We see that this field exists here, and second field that must exist in this list, KDGRP. So we have customer group here. Now we can move to the next step. Next step, create condition tables. This option allows you to set up a condition table. The steps are similar to the condition table setup and discussed in the output determination lecture. Double-click on Create Condition Tables. Press Enter. You can choose to add a validity period and a release status to control the pricing records contained in the table. This option was not available in the output determination technique. We have selected our fields sales organization and customer group, and after we have selected the required fields, we can save and generate the new condition table. Press on generate. Package will be test and press save. We see log the table has been saved. And reports and screens for table marked for generation. You can check log details. And see the list of generated objects. Now we can go back. And go back. Now we can move to the second step, and the second step is define the access sequences. Click on define access sequences and click on maintain access sequences. We can create a new access sequence by clicking new entry and adding the condition table. Access sequences. Okay, so description will be access sequence for SD and access sequence relevant for pricing. Press enter. Select entry and double click on accesses. Now press new entries. Number will be first and table. Table 509, sales organization and customer group key. You can see the exclusive indicator at the access steps. If the system finds a record at any step, it stops any further searching. If there are more records and subsequent level, they will be ignored and exclusive record will be used to calculate the price. Our table will be exclusive. If the access sequence finds a record at the first step, table 509, it stops any further searching and applies this rate. However, is it possible that a certain customer could have two or more conditions applicable to it? For example, a customer could have a special discount specific to it and another discount for the customer group of which it is a part. So we can add another table 605, but it's not defined. Okay, so find sales organization, distribution channel, plant, material, sales unit and customer, and press enter. If we turn off the exclusive indicator, the system will continually search and pick up both the records. It is advisable to have the exclusive indicator on for better system performance and to avoid reading multiple entries. Now select Sales Organization and Customer Group Table and press Fields. Go back. Select Next Table and press Fields. Now we can save changes. Save transport request. And we can go back. Now we can move to the third step, set up the condition types. Pricing conditions are the basic pricing elements used in the pricing schema. We will start by showing how to set up a condition table to meet your requirements. Click on Define Condition Types and click on Maintain Condition Types. You can find a list of condition types that already are in the system. To define a new condition type, you can use the New Entries option or copy one from a reference condition type. You can specify a 4-character alphanumeric name of the condition type. We'll find one condition type and copy it. So we can find condition type retail price and we can copy it. Change condition type name to ZGM1 customer retail price. First field, access sequences. If the condition type is to be linked to an access sequence, you can specify it in this field. Access sequence for SD. Records for access. This link displays all the pricing records that have been maintained in the various tables listed in the access sequence. Control Data tab. Condition class. This is the categorization of the condition that is being set up. It could be a price, a discount, a tax, and so on. It is also used to decide which condition types should be redetermined when copying from one document to another. We will use prices. Calculation type. This guides the system in calculating the value of a condition. For example, you can specify whether the value of a condition should be considered as a fixed value or a percentage based on quantity, volume, or other attributes. Our price will be dependent on quantity. Condition category. This further classifies the condition into categories such as freight-related charges, taxes, and so on. This field also plays a key role in controlling which price conditions are copied from one document to another and which conditions need to be redetermined. The update pricing section in this lecture will explain this concept in detail. We will use basic price. Rounding rule. This controls how SAP should apply the rounding rules to the condition calculations. It can be blank as commercial choose A for rounding up and B for rounding down. We will keep this field blank, commercial. Plus minus. This controls whether the resultant condition value will have a negative or positive impact on the value. Choose A to have positive impact or choose X to have a negative impact. Leave this field blank if you want the condition to leave both options open. We will leave this field blank. Structure condition. This field controls the condition's accumulation and duplication in case of structured materials, such as a bill of materials and configurable materials. Choose A if you want to duplicate the condition to all the lower level items in the structure, or choose B if you want the condition to contain the cumulative value from all the lower level items. We will leave this field blank. Condition function. We can leave this field blank, and last field, condition technique old as the default value. Below the control data tab, you will see group condition tab. And only 3 fields here. Group condition, rounding differences component, and grouping conditions routine. Group condition. This field should be selected only if you want the system to calculate a condition value on the basis of more than one item in the order, grouped together by a certain criteria, such as a material group. Next part, changes which can be made. This section governs whether manual changes to the condition value should be permitted. Manual entries. The setting decides which entry gets precedence, as for example the system determines the value of $100 for a price condition, and you want to override it manually and make it $120. You can control it by specifying which value should take precedence. You can also prevent manual intervention altogether. The other fields in this section control other aspects of permitting changes. We will take now limitations. Master data. This section allows you to control default values, such as validity dates when creating pricing master, valid from, valid to. If a user does not specify any validity period, you can default these settings to valid from today and valid to last day of the 9999 year. Delete from database. If a user wants to delete a condition record, you may want to warn him before deleting it from database. It is always a safe practice not to delete the records, but to flag them as deleted. So you will have an option, do not delete, set the deletion flag only, with pop-up, without pop-up. We will use, and I will strongly recommend you to use only do not delete, but set the deletion flag only flag. Next screen is scales. Sometimes you have scales in pricing, also known as price slabs. For example, from 9 to 49 pieces, the price is $50 a piece. From 50 to 99 pieces, it is $45 a piece. You manage these types of requirements using scales. We will show how to use this functionality in our next lectures. Now we will review some key settings on this scale tab. First one, scale basis. These settings control how the system interprets the scales. It can be a quality-based scale, as in previous example, or it can be based on weight, volume, distance, and so on. We will use quantity scale. Check value. Here you can specify whether the scales have been entered in ascending or a descending order. We will use it in ascending order. Scale type. You can specify a scale type such as from scale to scale. This field is left blank to indicate that you can specify it in the condition record itself. Scale formula. If you have a complex formula to arrive at the scale base value, you can attach the formula routine here. We will now use this field blank. And we can check unit of measure. We will leave this field blank. Next section, control data to currency conversion. If the currency of a condition record varies from the document currency, the system applies the exchange rate to bring it to the document currency. The condition value is multiplied by the quantity to arrive at an amount. In this computation, you can control whether the currency conversion is to be done before or after the multiplication. Accruals. This flag marks the value determined for this condition as statistical and posts it to financial accounting as accruals. Pricing date. This controls which date is used to check the condition records. By leaving this field blank, the system uses the standard pricing date. All other fields is not very important. And after making all changes, we can press enter and save our changes. And we see that our condition type entered here and press save. Save transport request and data was saved. We have successfully created our condition type. Now we can check settings for condition types. It is advisable to run this report for any new condition types that you have been defined. It does not check all the aspects of customization, but it does come critical checks on the use of scale types for group conditions and so on. Click on Check settings for condition types. Our new condition type ZGM1 and press execute. No errors were found in customizing. So we have successfully created our condition type. We will continue a next step of the pricing determination procedure in next lecture. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.